guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a demo and wear test of the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation. This is luminous makeup with a nude skin feel. Says it's all day wear, has broad spectrum SPF of 18 sunscreen, and the color that I'm going to be using is Natural Beige M1. I do have a wear test with time check-in so that you can actually see it, throughout the whole day. It's a 10-hour test. I'm going to be applying this right now so you can see how it applies, what the coverage is like. I'm going to be doing one side of my face with a damp beauty sponge, and this is actually the Flower Beauty sponge, and the other side of my face I'm going to be using this WetnWild foundation brush. So anyway, this one says that it is a luminous foundation, so it's going to give you a little more luminosity than a dewy foundation. So there is a difference between the luminous finish and the dewy finish. I have a clean face. I have my moisturizer on, and I also put under my eyes my Physicians Formula Refreshment Depuffer. That's it. I don't have anything else on my face. Usually there are a couple other products that I will put on, but with this foundation, I believe you definitely won't need it. So that's just 2 pumps right there on the back of my hand. You can see it's not super thick, but it's not super runny either. Let's get right in here and dot that around. Now, in just a minute here, I'm going to be putting up the wear test. Now, before I get into that part, anyone who is going to wonder why I do the wear test the way I do, when I do my wear test, I do half my face with the product and I leave the other half of my face without anything on it for the entire day. The reason why I do this is because I feel like anyone can apply powders and, set the foundation down and make it work and make it do what they want it to do. I like to see how the product performs on its own and then decide how I need to adjust the product and kind of mess with it to make it work for me if I like the way it performs on its own. I like to see it in comparison to how my own skin works throughout the day, because your own skin without anything on it will go through certain stages and changes throughout the day, whether you're oily or dry, things like that. So that's what I like to see, which is why I do the wear test the way that I do. And you'll see that coming up. By the end of the day, you will see how the product performs compared to your own skin. And then you can see, does it make your skin look better? Does it make your skin look worse? Is it something you want to work with? That's how I like to do it. And now that we're done, this is one layer of the foundation by itself. So this is my skin without anything except some moisturizer on it. So you can see all my freckles coming through. You can see my spot of high pigmentation there. And then this is the side that has just one layer on it. You can see how that looks. And then I still have some product left over. I put 2 pumps on my hand. I do have product left over. So I'm just going to add one more pump so you can see how it builds up with a sponge. So now, once again, this is the side that doesn't have any foundation at all. You can see all my freckles and everything, dark circles under my eyes, all the beautifulness. And then now, this is with a second layer built up. So that's just an extra pump added to build it up one more time. There's still some product left in my hand, so I'm just going to add the 2 pumps to that so we can now do the brush side. And there we go. That's just one application with the brush compared to the 2 applications with the sponge. So you definitely get immediately better coverage using the brush. I think just one application with the brush is equal to the 2 applications with the sponge, but I will still build up the brush side one more time just for anyone who's looking for more coverage so that you can see what that would look like if you were to build it up. And there you go. So this side built up twice using a brush, and this side built up twice using a sponge. I did make sure to use pretty much the last of all the product there. I'm gonna leave it that drying though, so that we can see later on if it oxidizes or not. But this is the coverage that you get. And now that we've already seen the way both sides look, I'm actually going to go over the brush side with the sponge side just to kind of bring it down a little bit. Now, I don't usually set my foundations. I actually prefer the natural finish of pretty much all my foundations. I use my setting powders for, you know, maybe a specific area or for under the eyes, but I usually do not do my entire face. I don't find that I normally have to. However, because this one is more than just a dewy finish, and it is that luminous, super glowy finish, I am actually going to use the Flower Beauty, what is this one called? The Miracle Glow Satin Finishing Powder to actually set it, because as beautiful as I think the finish is, that luminosity, though it may be for some, that's just more than I'm ready to handle. So I take some, just tip it in there. Then I take a big powder brush, dip it in, and I like to swirl it around. Tap off the excess, and then go ahead and dust that all over my face. Now, I'm not going to be using any other cream products after this, so if you're someone if you're someone who does use other cream products, use those before you decide to set your face. Everything else that I'm going to use from here on out is going to be powders, which is why I'm setting my face now. Priscilla, I forgot my concealer under my eye. Oh, fail. Okay, I guess we're about to see how well this can handle some concealer going over it. Alright, I'm going to try to stay away from under my eye then, because I need to go with concealer. Good job. Anywho, so don't do like me and do not set before going over with any cream products. Do a mental checklist before you do. I'm going to go ahead and finish my face as you guys take a look at the wear test footage, and then we'll be right back with final. Okay, here we are, last check-in of the night. I am exhausted. I am so tired. It's not even funny. I'm sorry, give me just 1 second. I'm just trying to pull my phone up here so that we can do a final check-in on the time. But there you go. So it is 9:20 p.m. When we started, it was 11:30 a.m. So just about 10 hours on this wear test. I gotta say, so far it's looking to me exactly the same way it did as when I applied it this morning. Now, mind you, as my usual Sunday, I like using Sundays as my wear test because this is the day that I am running around the most. Picking up the house, doing laundry, cooking dinner. So, and mind you, cooking dinner, steam rising up in my face and everything, water splashing as I clean up and everything else. Like, it's just, a day where there's really heavy wear and tear on, any makeup or anything that I'm doing. I do want to point out that right around here, in case you can see that, in case you can notice, it looks like it's worn off or rubbed off. Now, the fact of the matter is that as I was doing some pre-editing on the beginning footage from earlier, I noticed that I completely forgot to do what? To blend the foundation in that part right there. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know how I missed it, but as I was going over it with the beauty blender, I just completely missed really going in and making sure I blended it around the nose there. So if you jump back to that beginning footage, then you'll see that for yourself. So that actually has nothing to do with the foundation. That was actually just my own error. But everything else has remained the same. Everything still pretty much looks exactly the way I did it. Here goes the side where I didn't put anything. And then here goes, the side that I did. I always look for the foundations that will end up looking better, or as well as my own skin by the end of the night. And so yeah, so far so good. I mean, again, by the time this video goes up, I would have had more days to, wear it, test it, and, see how much I really do like it. I mean, so yeah, so that's the end of the night for me. For now, we're going to kick it over to future me. Alright, so that was the wear test there. Now, in my opinion, it performed really, really well for 10-hour wear. Now, again, usually I choose not to set my foundations just to see how they perform on their own, but I already knew that I needed to see how this one performed with being set, because it's so luminous. That's the only way I would ever wear it. And this setting powder from Flower Beauty, it's a satin finish setting powder, so it's not even like it's a matte finish. So it's not like it really mattified it or, took away too much of the luminosity. I think it just brought it down enough where that I was just comfortable with it, because there may be some people who actually love the full-on luminosity of it, and that's perfectly fine. I just wanted to see how it would perform the way I would put it on my face. And before I forget, getting carried away talking about it, so here is the original spot on my hand that I was using to apply the foundation onto my face from. Now, first of all, you can see I didn't touch that with powder or anything. You can see how absolutely luminous that truly is. So when they tell you luminous, it is not just some claim. It is a truly luminous foundation. And now you can see this is a fresh spot that I just put right now. I just put like maybe half a pump of it to show you guys what it looks like. So not that it really oxidizes, but there is just the slightest change in color, ever so slight. But I think that any foundation that you put on, there are some that truly oxidize, and I mean the color will get 1 to 2 shades darker, but all foundations in general, from the moment you put them on to the time that they start to dry down, there will be a slight shift in color. This happens with all foundations. I've yet to come across the one foundation that doesn't. So that's pretty much all there is between the fresh swatch up here and then the original one I put down there. That's it. You can just see, and again, as the fresh swatch now, dries down a little bit, they're identical. So it's nothing huge. Unless you actually do a side-by-side swatch like this, you wouldn't have known anyway. It wouldn't have, you wouldn't have looked at yourself and said, oh my God, this is oxidizing. No. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful foundation. It says that it's a nude skin feel, and it is very lightweight on the skin. It wears really well throughout the day. Now, just a reminder, I do have dry skin. In the summertime is when my skin kind of switches up on me and gets a little more on the oily side, but for right now, it definitely works for me. I think it's gorgeous. It is lightweight. It feels like your skin. There's no heaviness. There's no cakiness. Every time I've worn it, it's been the same experience. And I just think that Flower Beauty is really bringing a lot more, you know, to its collection that I'm absolutely in love with. Pretty soon I'm actually going to have a video coming out that's going to be a full face of just Flower Beauty products, because I've been slowly building up a Flower Beauty collection here, because every time I try something from them, I find that I really enjoy it. It works really well. And, you know, there are like 1 or 2 more things that I want to try to really complete the full face. But soon there's going to be a whole video on nothing but Flower Beauty, because I think more people just need to see what it does, how it performs, and you know what they have to offer, and a couple of just my favorite things. So, you know, there we have that there. Hopefully this, you know, was informative for you. Hopefully it answered what is happening today. Hopefully it answers any questions that you may have. If you do have any more questions, then please leave them down below. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. I know that my wear test is a little, I guess, unconventional from how other people do them, but to me, the kind of wear test that I do is a little more informative on the product itself and how the formula performs on its own. So again, if there's any other questions that you feel haven't been answered, then please ask down below. As of right now, that's all that I have for you today. And if you're not already, then please subscribe. If you are subscribed, please hit the notification bell. And if you did like the video, please give the video a thumbs up. And you have a great day or night wherever you are. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.